When the water delivery man saw the little girl's finger, he immediately noticed something was wrong. He hurriedly put down the water bucket, snatched the popsicle from a nearby boy's hand, and without hesitation, ate it. Then, he took the popsicle stick and used it to splint the girl's finger, securing it with a ribbon. Next, he quickly removed the hairband from the girl's hair and, within seconds, fashioned a makeshift splint. Just then, the girl's father rushed over. The man specifically instructed the father to take her to the hospital. Sure enough, when the doctor saw the splint, he was shocked. He never expected it to be exactly like the one described in medical textbooks, and said that if they had arrived any later, the finger might have been permanently damaged. The doctor then arranged for a CT scan. While in the hospital hallway, the girl suddenly heard a very familiar voice. Looking closely, she realized it was the same person who had fixed her finger. The girl's father saw him and was about to step forward to thank him, but before he could speak, he suddenly began coughing violently. "Sit down!" The man immediately placed his hand on the father's chest, but the father pushed him away. Soon, however, he began struggling to breathe, his face turning pale. With so many patients in the hospital, no doctors or nurses noticed his condition. The girl, terrified, screamed for help, but no one responded. The water delivery man remained calm, quietly observing everything. A female doctor heard the girl's cries and wanted to check, but before she could reach them, another patient called her away. Left with no choice, she asked a colleague to check on the girl's father. The water delivery man, sensing something was seriously wrong, followed them. But as soon as they entered the elevator, the girl's father suddenly collapsed, unconscious. The water delivery man rushed into the elevator but was immediately pulled out by the doctor. Due to the critical situation, the doctor laid the patient flat and hurried to fetch emergency equipment. The water delivery man placed his hand on the father's chest, seemingly visualizing his heart about to stop. When the doctor returned, preparing to intubate, the man told them it was too late. The patient's heart had already stopped. Ignoring him, the doctors continued resuscitation. Frustrated, he grabbed the equipment, forcibly interrupting the procedure. Only after rechecking did the doctors realize the severity of the situation. They immediately began CPR, and a nurse brought a defibrillator. The water delivery man joined in, assisting with the resuscitation. Fortunately, after their combined efforts, the father's heartbeat was restored. But now, emergency surgery was critical. There was no time to delay. The operating room was ready, but the lead surgeon was nowhere to be found. A nurse anxiously said, "If we wait any longer, the patient won't make it." The girl stood nearby, tears streaming down her face. She knew clearly that the water delivery man was her father's only hope. She looked at him pleadingly, silently begging for help. But if he operated now, without a medical license, his entire future would be ruined. After a moment of hesitation, he turned to leave. Yet the girl suddenly grabbed his hand and quietly slipped a coin into his palm. Looking into her tear-filled eyes, the water delivery man finally made up his mind. No matter the consequences, he would do everything he could to save her father.